Hello guys and welcome back. As you all know, I've done a little Baitboat review. Yeah, this one here. About 3-4 months ago, and I've had some excellent sort of response and views from it. But I just felt that was sort of like a pre-review. I'd never actually really tested it or anything, and I've actually been using it for the last 3 or 4 months, so I thought it'd be rude not to give a little post review of it. So here we go. I'm not sponsored by these. They haven't given me this for free. I actually went out and bought this myself, just so I can give honest reviews on it, which is what I'm going to do. So first of all, it's made really well. It's got no faults with that. It's all glued in all properly. I mean, all the props, nothing's broken on it. I've been using it quite heavily for the last 3-4 months. You know, I've been piling the bait in and everything. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk through the things that I like about it, the things that I don't like about it. Bearing in mind, guys, it's my personal opinion. And then afterwards, we'll give a little recap. We'll do some do's and don'ts. But guys, if you haven't seen my review of this before I actually started using it, click on the link above and then come back to this one after. So first of all, what can I say? Like I said, it's really well built. Nice handle. It's quite light. When you fill it up with bait, it does seem to tilt forward a little bit, but it's not a problem. I mean, I've used it in some quite choppy water and it's been really good. To be honest, I've not really used the back hopper. Haven't really needed to, because I'm not really a heavy baiter. But I suppose you could, you know, put a bit more bait in there, or maybe, you know, you could take this one out with this hopper and you rig in, drop that, and then basically top up another one. But it's good. I mean, I have tested this hopper and it does work every single time. But this hopper, it's never failed me. But when I haven't used it for a while, I'll turn it all on and I do the hopper and this doesn't quite come out, which is not a problem, because once you've done it the first time, it does actually work every single time after. So as long as you remember when you turn it on to activate the hopper first and then close it, it does actually work really well. I'll show you that now. The boat's on now. Turn this on. Right, one click. See? It hasn't opened. It's activated, but it hasn't opened. So yeah, you can open it and close it. But now, every time that I do it now, it will work. See? Without fail, works every single time. So, I mean, it's a little bad point, but it's not too bad. It doesn't affect the way it works or anything, and I've never had it fail out on me. I mean, I've sent it out loads of times, it's never failed yet. Another thing I don't like, it hurts my fingers, because this is on a little clip sort of thing, and you have to, oh, there we go. You have to proper, you know, pull it up to get this off. Sometimes it's bent my nails and all this lot, you know, to turn it on. But I think they could have made that, yeah, it's a bit tight going back on, look. I think they could have made that design a little bit better. Bearing in mind, this is stock, I'm not doing anything to it. There is some Facebook groups on there where people have pimped them up. You can get external on-off switches, which in a way is good, but I'm talking stock. But yeah, that's a little flaw that I don't like. What else? I do find, I mean, it has got a yaw button on it to make it go left and right, you know, when you've got it dead forward. But I do tend to find that it veers off to the left. You know, because I like sending this out, dropping my bait, and then because obviously it's got an autopilot on it as such, cruise control shall we say, you know, you push forward for 5 seconds, you hear a little beep, and then it comes off back on its own. So you literally, I could be sending this back while I'm, you know, doing my line, sorting my rod out, putting it on the bobbin and all this lot, but it tends to go slightly left. I mean, I've been playing about with the yaw button, it's not really worked. Maybe it's because when the hopper's down, it's acting like a little rudder, I don't know. I mean, it's not that bad. It doesn't sit there and go round in circles. It's not too bad, to be honest. A few people on the Facebook group have sort of said the battery that's inside it is cable tied for transportation, you know, when it gets delivered to yourself. Sometimes they're cable tied into the left, so it makes it go to the left. I mean, I have cut that cable tie off and it's not really made a difference, to be honest. Battery life, well, that is one plus side. As I said before, they do the 5AH and the 10AH. This is the 10AH, and I was on Coking Farm with the Dorset carper. He didn't bring his boat, and we were both using this for the solid 5 days. I mean, we both fished 3 rods each. We were sending them out 2-3 times a day, and yeah, I mean, on the last day before last knockers, before we was going home, it was slowing right down, and you know, the batteries were dying. But I mean, if I was personally going, I mean, like I said, it's done me and the Dorset carper the whole week, not the whole week, say what, Monday to Friday, and it's done both of us. So me personally, this would last a whole week in France. If I was using this for a Monday to Monday, Saturday to Saturday, this would last a whole entire week. I know that for a fact. Which brings me to another point. There we go. It's got the old battery percentage on there. Which I thought was a pretty good, neat idea. Whether this is a faulty one, I do not know. But got to the end of the week, the boat was slowing down. You could see that it was running out of battery, but that there was still reading 80%. So I don't think that that's working too well. It might be a fault, or it might just be cheap. It just doesn't work. But like I said, I don't really need that anyway, because when the boat started slowing down, you knew that the batteries were going to die soon. So you do get a bit of warning. I haven't fully run it out because I couldn't. I was going home. I'd done my 5 days and I was going home. So, but it done the 5 days. What else can I say about it? I know people got the old plastic propellers here, props, whatever you want to call them. You do get a spare set as well. People say that they break quite easily, but I've had this in weed and going through sticks and snags and everything, and they ain't failed me yet. I do know that people change them for metal ones, which help the boat go a little bit faster and saves on battery life. But like I say, I'm keeping this stock. But there is possibilities out there to pimp it up and make it go a little bit better. What else can I say? The range. Right, here's another little thing. It states on the Boatman website that it does 500 metres. Well, I thought I'd do a little test on it. So I went over to my nearest field. I got my wife to basically take the control. And every now and then I said to her, go backwards, forwards, left, right, do the hopper as I'm walking up. I think we got to about 260 metres, because I checked it on Google Earth, done the old measuring. Yeah, we got to about 260 metres, and it weren't really doing much. So I rang her up on my phone, said, can you do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. And it was a bit temperamental. It was working, but it was a bit temperamental. So I decided to just walk back, just so I can get a decent, where everything was working every time on a button that I asked for. 250 metres. I wouldn't be comfortable going over 250 metres. I know there's been some other people on Facebook saying, oh, they've had it up to 300. They may have had it up to 300, depends on our weather conditions, I suppose. But did everything work on a button every single time you wanted it to at 300 metres? But I can safely say 250 metres, it was bang on. Everything worked on the button. Anything more than that, I wouldn't want to do it. But to be honest, when I was looking back 250 metres, I don't actually think that I'd probably see the boat, because I was looking at my missus in the distance and she was like really small, do you know what I mean? And she reckons, you know, she couldn't see the lights on, I think, because I was holding it up and saying, you know, can you see it and all this stuff, and she was struggling to see it. So I don't, even if it went 500 metres, I don't think I'd want to take it 500 metres. I don't think there's much else. I mean, it actually performs really well. You know, it turns on a dime. Like I said, I've had no problems with it whatsoever, and for the price of £200 or whatever they are now, oh, rain's sort of coming now, the price of £200 is ideal. So we'll have a little recap, all the things I like about it and all the things I don't like. It's made really well. It turns on a dime. It's really good in choppy conditions. The battery life is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Like I said, it lasted me a whole entire week. It's really light, charges up really quickly. You can fit, what, 1.5, 2 kilos in it maybe. Yeah, it holds liquid quite well. That's something else that I didn't talk about. I've been putting spod mix in there with liquid on top, and it's been holding the liquid really well. So it's quite watertight. You can see above the hopper there's a little tiny rubber seal, so it holds the liquid quite well. Both hoppers work really good. Just remember, guys, on my one, I have to activate the hopper first, close it, and then it works fine every time. Let's look. Done it again then, and that's because I've not used it for a little while. But yeah, other than that, so yes, bad points that I don't like. They're not really bad points, I suppose, but that don't really work that well. If it works at all, I mean, I've drained this out when I was coking farm. I put it on charge for about 10 minutes and it's reading 100%, so that's not very accurate. The hopper the first time gets stuck a little bit, but works every single time after that. The range they state of 500 metres, 250 metres max, in my personal opinion. Really lightweight, but yeah, we've not really got many bad points to make about it. Hang on, when you buy the bags on there, it gives you two options. It gives you a normal black bag, and it gives you this camo ultra padded, I think it's called, extra padded bag for a little bit more money. Well, it's not very padded at all. I mean, me personally, I'm quite careful with my gear, but if I was to chuck it about and all this stuff, put it in a van, put stuff on it, it'd probably break, to be honest. So you might want to go out and get a proper bag for it, padded. I mean, it says padded, but it's not padded at all. Don't know if you can see in here. But yeah, it's really thin. It's not padded at all. It's probably double layered. That's probably what they're classing as padded, but yeah, it's not very padded. But yes, guys, there is my honest review. As I say, I don't get sponsored by these companies or sent these things through for nothing, other than some, bless her. But I give my honest opinion on anything. If I didn't like something, I would tell you, and that's what this channel is about. Honest fishing and honest reviews. But anyway, guys, thanks for your support. I'll see you next time.